Hello, OWL friends. It's Mr. Hutchinson here a little bit early. Usually I'm at the end of the video, but Mr. Hagedorn is in a meeting and so unfortunately will not be joining us today. If you have math questions or math concerns, you can certainly send him a talking point note or an email if you want to find out more about what they're doing in math class. A couple of things, just kind of general school catch up. We have a campus spruce up day on the 16th. That's this Saturday, tomorrow. And they're inviting people to come in from 9:30 to 12:30. You can drop in. You don't have to be there the whole time. We're going to be doing some work around the schools, planting things and kind of cleaning up. If you want to join, that would be awesome. You will be possibly receiving, if your student gives it to you, an interim report on the 19th next week, kind of a midterm. But don't forget, you can always check PowerSchool and see what the current grades are. So let's talk social studies for just a second. We are very nearly the end of our unit on religion, tradition, and culture. Today we kind of finished talking about Hinduism and Buddhism. We talked about how Chutes and Ladders, this ridiculous game from when you were a little kid, is basically Hinduism in a box, with karma bringing you up, slides taking you down, trying to get to moksha. We also talked about Buddhism a little bit today, and next week we're going to finish off our unit on religion with a conversation around the three big monotheistic religions. So we'll talk about Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, how they're similar and different throughout the next couple of days. And that will be our unit on religion. When we're finished that, we'll get into achievements, inventions, innovations, new things, new ways of doing things, some fun stuff. So that's all for social studies. Here comes language arts.
Hey everybody, I hope everyone's had a great week so far. This week in language arts, the kids have been working on their adversity essay, where they chose either lords and ladies or serfs and peasants. They've been collecting evidence, and now we are actually taking the evidence and putting it into an essay form. So they've been working on learning how to write an introduction paragraph. Then we've been focusing on body paragraphs and the structure for those. And on Monday, we're going to talk about conclusion and then how to revise a rough draft. The essays are due on Tuesday at the end of class. And I did tell the kids that if they don't finish it on Tuesday, they're responsible for getting it finished on their own time, and that I won't accept them past Thanksgiving. So after that, we're going to begin Unit 2. We're going to be reading Good Masters, Sweet Ladies, which is a book of poetry based on their poems that are supposed to be from characters, in the Middle Ages. So we're still focusing on the adversity theme just within poetry, and we're going to be talking about figurative language and how that, makes writing more interesting and just gives it that extra layer. And that is all I have for you this week.
All right, 6-4 families. I'll never look at Chutes and Ladders the same ever again. We ended this week on sound. We finished up today with a sound canvas check-in, which is the marker of usually when we end units. And we will be moving into the last section of this waves unit, which is pretty big. We're going to spend the next week in about 2 weeks and plus a couple days, because you had that little Thanksgiving break, a couple days. So we're going to spend it on the EM spectrum. And more particular, we're going to be looking at different wave behaviors and how light goes through these different behaviors. So next week, we're going to start the week off by getting notes and then dissecting these notes in a couple different ways than we've done before. We're going to be really focusing a lot on different wave behaviors. We're going to connect it with how kids behave, is how they act. Well, that's the same thing with wave behaviors. This is how waves act, and it's on how waves act when they hit different types of matter and mediums. So we're going to be looking at reflection, refraction, diffraction, transmission, absorption, scattering. We're going to talk about how we see different colors. We're going to see how the eyeball works, and that will lead us in to where I was talking about in the last video with the cow eye dissection, which is going to be happening the week after Thanksgiving, because that will be the final end of this unit, because we're going to see how the eye, how light enters our human eye and how we interpret things we see, and we're going to use a cow eye as a model, because the cow eye has similar parts to a human eye, plus a couple additional ones just for fun, I think. Either way, other than that, I have nothing else. Am I stopping this video?
You can.
Apparently, I'm the one stopping this video. I apologize for my random ending, but hope you have a wonderful weekend. The weather's supposed to be wonderful. And